Alright guys, so we are doing some logging for Mr. Lund, and not everything is still put back together. I still got to put a bunch of interior pieces back together, so don't judge. But we are doing some logging today. Finally driving the car. I did drive it before, but like I said, I've been kind of slacking on the videos, and you probably can't hear me that good because the GoPro is in a case, so it kind of has that muffled effect. But I figured I'd give you guys my point of view. This is the Turbo 400 with the Hurst shifter, reverse lockout, reverse manual valve body pattern, or pattern, sorry. And so you actually pull down the shift if you guys saw me driving. So I just got to let it idle for a couple minutes, and we got to do a couple revs, and then we do a couple real slow ramps from 2,500 to like 5,000. Nothing crazy yet. We're still kind of getting everything dialed in before we do some wide open throttle pulls. I've got this little switch right here. I don't know if you can see it, but that's for my air to water pump and the trans cooler. I just have them on a switch, and yeah, so let's give it a few little revs here. Just got to hold it at 1,500 RPMs. And 2,500. Couple first gear, actually no, we're doing second gear, sorry. We're gonna do a couple second gear 2,500 to 5,000 pulls, and maybe a third gear one, but gotta go super slow on the ramp. Don't want to get too crazy with it. Actually in first and went to third. Thought I was in second for some reason. Still getting used to this transmission, don't judge me. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but it takes a lot of gas to get this thing going because the stall on the converter is pretty high. So if you guys are wondering why it sounds like that. Try and do another slow ramp here. So we're in first, second. Like, I'm just barely touching the throttle. I want to get on it so bad. I would say that's like an 1/8 of throttle pressure. Like, I'm just barely even pressing the throttle. So we're going to do another little ramp up right here. Probably see if we can do it in third. I don't know if we'll be able to do it in third gear. There's not very much room. I'm trying to log, people. you've actually got to pull this little lever, so it's got like a lockout, which is nice. The reason for that is so that when you're going first to second, you can just slam it as hard as you want and not have to worry about accidentally going into third gear. And then when you need to go to third gear, pull the handle. It's pretty cool. And this thing is freaking out because of the brakes. Whatever. So now what we've got to do is stop the car somewhere and let it idle for about a minute. He just wants to see it idle after doing a couple pulls. And actually yesterday I was driving the car around and we're actually getting a code for the O2 sensor. So it looks like he may have fixed that, which would be nice. So I'll just sit here and kind of let it idle. Alright guys, so I sent a log to Lund, and oh look, it looks like that code is actually back. I guarantee this is that heater control code. It's really hard to reach these when you got the seatbelt on. These damn harnesses. Heater control circuit, vehicle speed, blah 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 blah. Heater control circuit. Let Mr. Lund know. Okay, we let Mr. Lund know about that code. Here's something very interesting. Let's turn the pump on. You got to press the trans brake down to actually put the car in reverse. So even though the car's in reverse, you actually have to hold the trans brake button down. And if you don't do that and you try to go in reverse, you will ruin this transmission. Fun fact for you. So I'm just gonna kind of drive the car around, let you guys enjoy the sweet sounds of no boost pulls. And I need an alignment really, really bad because I changed like the whole suspension setup, and yeah, we need an alignment really bad. Over there. It's a little weird to get used to with pulling the handle to third, and the biggest thing is you don't want to accidentally touch the trans brake button while you're moving forward. So it's really, I hate that I have to grab it and like not have my thumb up here. I don't know, seems weird, but I did order some steering wheel buttons from MOTIONRACEWORKS so I can put the trans brake up here, and then I do have a bump box coming, so I'll have the bump button up here. So if you guys have ever seen turbo cars they always have the trans brake right here, and then they've got a bump button here. So you'll see they get on the trans brake, they get on their two-step, and then they bump to get from the pre-stage line to the actual stage line. So I do have those buttons coming. Like I said in a previous video, I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm gonna get an aftermarket steering wheel, but the one I want they don't have yet, so I'm just gonna use the buttons that fit this steering wheel for now, and we'll make it work. So I do have a bump box coming and a watt box, because the MSD two-step is not actually configured for the 2018 Mustang yet. And so Lund told me just to get a watt box for the two-step. So I'll have the watt box and a bump box coming, and we'll wire those in. And that'll be a fun video showing you guys how to use the trans brake and the watt box and the bump box. Those are always fun. I don't know. I always thought it was cool when turbo cars bumped in. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, it just looks cool. It's very necessary, but it looks cool. So if you guys are wondering when I'm going to get to the track, I know that's everyone's biggest deal. I'm actually supposed to go to the track this weekend. I'm not going to say where yet or what time, because I don't know for sure, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. But I plan to hit a track this Saturday. There's a lot of things I've got to get cleaned up before I actually take the car to a track. We still have a small trans leak, so I've actually got to pull the oil pan and replace the gasket. I know it's a brand new gasket, but it must have not sealed properly from when they sent the transmission out. So I've got to replace that gasket. I've got to do an oil change, which I'm probably going to knock out today because I've got a little bit of extra time. So I'm probably going to knock out the oil change today, and then I'll go pick up the oil or the trans pan gasket, and I'll either do that today or tomorrow. And then really after that, we just need the tune cleaned up, and then I need to install the watt box and the buttons for the bump box when those come in. And I'm hoping to get all that done before Saturday so we can go racing Saturday. I'll probably go racing Saturday even if I don't have the bump box or two-step. I just probably won't enter in any classes. I'll do more test and tune. My plan is to just really do test and tune. I was just going to enter a class for fun. But the problem is, because of my hood exit exhaust, I've got to be in a class with Mr. Streetcar Joe. So that's going to be a little rough. But I thought it was only 50 bucks to enter, so I thought I would enter it just for fun. But really, I'm just going there to try and work on the 60-foot, make sure everything is still tight and everything's still working right, because once you get to the track and you start doing the 60-foots and you stay in it through the 8th mile, that's when stuff will either start breaking or wearing, or anything that was installed incorrectly, or if the hoses are rubbing, that stuff will show through. So I really need to get it to a track, but I also got a few things I got to get done first. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little driving video of my 2018 single turbo Mustang with a turbo 400. I've heard that there is other 2018 Mustangs out there with turbo 400s. I just couldn't find any info on them. And I really would have liked to find some info on them, because I had a lot of questions when we installed this, but we ended up getting it figured out. And as far as the transmission goes, I think everything's doing okay. There's a couple, like the wiring for the trans brake I kind of need to clean up, but I'm also waiting for the buttons to come in. But the fan is working really good. I do need to get a trans temp gauge. I forgot. That's one thing I got to order today, is a trans temp gauge, because that's the only thing I don't have any data on, is the trans temp. Everything else can be seen through the stock gauges or through the end gauge, except the trans temp. But it does have a plug for it. I just need to order that gauge. So I'll probably order that gauge when I get home. And of course, we'll have some more stuff to get done this weekend. So I will keep you guys updated on the tuning with Lund as far as that goes, and as far as going to the track on Saturday. So I'm really hoping we can get to the track Saturday. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. What are you doing, Dave? Well, if you guys can hear me over damn Streetcar Joe's car. So we're taking both Masonic. This will be interesting. take 2 street cars to Sonic. Joe's got no freaking headlights, of course. He does have lights, but they're super low. Okay, Sonic we go. Go live at the same time. It's be interesting. What's up, Noah? Joe and I are taking the streetcars to Sonic. This is hilarious. What up, what up? I haven't got live in a while. What's good? What's good? Which Sonic? The one on 45th, I believe. What's up, what's up? I haven't been live in a while, and we've just been working on the Mustang a lot. Been pretty crazy, man. And look who's in front of me. The bumper is on, Cass. Should have came and picked you up. Is there a me?
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right?